Hey, what it do? It's your boy Derek back again. What? 10 minutes later? Yeah, it's me on the mic. And we got another guest on the show today that I'll be introducing here in just a second. But first, a word from our sponsors. I'm going to give a shout out again to Mark Novakovic. Check him out on YouTube. He's got amazing videos. I just did a voiceover on the Jimmy and Chad podcast for him. It's fucking hilarious. Check out those things. They're phenomenal. And then we got a girl down in Florida, Jessie. She's selling her art and whatnot. I'm going to promote that on the show. You can check her out on Instagram at Messi_Jessie's art. And then lastly, we have Smitty Black. He's promoting his new album. It's called The Art of Procrastination. My favorite song on there is called Spray. Check him out, guys. It's exceptional. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce, and I know I messed this up earlier, but I'm going to get it right now, Neil Chubb.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
All right, guys. And also, don't forget, subscribe below and hit that like button. We need 28 more subscribers so I can name my show. Yay. But anyways, how you doing, Neil? How's it been? How's your day?
It's been going good. Just a few cracks of the brewskis, feeling all right today.
Nice. So I talk about this with Danny, but I feel like you have better insight into these types of things just because you follow the actual Major League Baseball community. But I'm going to talk about the rule changes first, and then we'll go into some stuff. But some of the rule changes they did was they added a mic to the umps for reviews. What's your opinion on that? So they can announce, park announcements.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, as long as people aren't tapping into it and stuff, we already got enough issues with that. But
Houston Astros gonna be saying some shit, dude. That can't
man, you would think that they learned their lesson, but we'll find out.
We'll find out. That's true. How do you feel about there being 12 teams now for the playoffs instead of 10?
Man, so as long as we don't get to like the realm of like basketball where like literally more than half the league makes it 12, it's like, okay, that's fine, but I don't want to push any past that.
I think 40% of the league for the Major League Baseball can make it now is what they said, which it makes it a little intriguing to me because I remember last year when the Cubs were at the deadline and they were determining whether they were going to keep playing with the players that they had or they're going to trade them away. And obviously we know what happened, but it always makes me think that if we had this rule last year of 12 teams, maybe they might have pushed a little bit more because we were on the cusp. We weren't that bad yet. We're right there.
I think that you're onto a really good point with that. I mean, considering that there's going to be more teams that are in the hunt, so that means, trade deadline's going to be a little bit more crazy.
Uh-oh.
So that's kind of like a nice treat for us fans with that rule. So that is kind of a plus to it.
Say that one more time.
Oh, yeah. So I think that it's good for more teams, as far like when it comes to like the trade deadline, there's going to be more teams that are going to be involved. More people are possibly going to make the playoffs. So I think it's going to be a good treat for us fans. There could be a lot more going on around that time of the year.
Absolutely. I think it might be a little bit crazier now, especially with all the movement that usually goes on the pass and people deciding, what, we're going to fucking tank now. And we're going to just focus on the draft from here on out and just let our young players play out and bring some people up from the farm system. But yeah, I can definitely see that. Rosters are expanded from 26 to 28 players until May 1st. And honestly, I'm already starting to see some of that already as far as like who's being affected because we had a short spring training. And because we had a short spring training, say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, right.
The way the pitchers are playing right now, it's kind of you can see like there's a difference and whatnot, so I'm kind of glad that they have it going until at least May 1st for the expanded rosters. But what are your thoughts on the short spring, the pitchers that are playing currently, and the rosters being expanded until May 1st?
Well, I think roster expansion is probably a good thing, just because, you could tell as far as like the pitch counts go, like starting pitchers have been like, getting less and less pitches, as the years go on. It's been like a continuing trend, especially over the past 10 years. But like now, especially like we're talking about like starting pitchers for the opening week here, it's more than 10 pitches like per start that every pitcher is getting less, per game. So it's been very noticeable so far. And, like we were just talking about Francisco Lindor the other day getting hit in the face. And he wasn't even the only Met to get hit in the head that game. So it's like,
yeah, that was good.
We get it together.
Yeah, I felt bad for him, dude. He got clocked straight in the face. And he's playing the next game, I think. And like it didn't affect him, but I know that shit's hurting right now. He's bruised for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's scary, especially after like, Giancarlo Stanton, what was it, like 2015, 2016, whenever that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to see that, but
Shit's
I'm glad
wild.
he's all right.
Yeah, and then like some of the because I play we both play fantasy baseball right now. I got let's see, Matt Brash was on my team. He didn't go deep, but he's also a rookie. So, but I got Zach Wheeler's on my team, and normally he pitches really deep into games. And I know he had somewhat of that injury showed up in the spring training, but he's kind of past that now. But he didn't go deep in the game either. And even Kershaw, excellent early into the game yesterday. Played like 7 innings, and I don't know how many strikeouts, but he was just killing
13.
it. About the 7th inning. 13.
Yep. Perfect game going, and they took him out in the 8th. That's crazy to me. I don't care, dude. Like, let the guy get his accomplishment. He deserves it.
He even came out and said that he agrees with it, but I mean, I just feel like that's just a typical player, just being a team player and whatnot. Yep. But
what are you supposed to say?
I'm keeping going, but it's because what if he does get injured, and then now you're out with that major starter for a long period of time. So
it's just as a fan, it's so hard to see. It's like, man, come on.
Or you're the fantasy, you got him in fantasy, you're like, fucking motherfucker, I can't play game.
Yeah, bro. I think we've all been there.
Absolutely. So moving on from that, we have the universal designated hitter is here for good. And in addition to that, they changed the rule now for Shohei Ohtani. I call it the Shohei Ohtani rule. I don't know if that's what it's called, but before last year, for our viewers that don't know, whenever Shohei was playing and he was pitching, after he was done pitching, they wanted to take him out of the game of just pitching. He would also be taken out as a hitter, and he couldn't stay in the game to bat. Now they changed that, so now when he gets taken out of pitching, he can also stay in the game and bat. So what are your thoughts on that, Neil?
I think that's great for us fans. I mean, of course, we want to see Ohtani just continue to just smack balls, dude. But I think that that does raise the question of, okay, so you can, take a pitcher out and leave him in as DH. Well, what about other positions? What if you have a third baseman, that's going in as DH and, you want him to continue batting after you take him out of the game? Can you just move him into that spot like what you do with a pitcher? I don't know.
True. Oof. It's going to be interesting to see what these teams do this year. Like with all these new rules that are coming out, man, just it's going to be different in how they're going to be able to manipulate it. Just like I was interested, I don't know if it was last year or the year before when they took away how many times you can visit the mound. And I remember Adam being pissed about that because that dude used to visit the mound every fucking time, dude, like so much. So it's going to be very intriguing this year, in my opinion. But some other limits that have been happening, for certain players, not other than the mound, but the amount of times a player can be optioned to the AAA or AA or whatever it is in a season is now 5. Before they can do it as many times as they want. I guess this is a lot better for players, in my opinion, just because Kris Bryant would have loved this rule when he was playing. I mean, he got sent down and people lose out on money and shit like that. But they have what's called the prospect promotion incentive. So pretty much if teams can keep these players on their team and they're on the active roster and somehow maybe they win Rookie of the Year or some other types of awards, they get awarded I want to say it's international picks or something like that for the lottery, something like that. So what are your thoughts on that?
That's very interesting, actually. I hadn't really been keeping up with the rules enough, but I mean, I know international picks are huge for guys these days, especially just with the way they do the drafts with it now. Because I know they have slot money and that's how they go about that. But on top of that, I mean, you can see the effects of it already taking place. Like these guys like Julio Rodriguez for Seattle making it, and he wasn't the only top prospect. There was probably 3 or 4 of them that actually made it up. Like you said, Kris Bryant would have loved that. He would have got the extra month in. She as a Cubs fan, I would have loved that.
Yeah, same.
But, man, it's I think it's a good move. I think they definitely had some good constructive things come out of the CBA meeting that they had. So it's good to see.
And some other things that are happening is, I mean, we saw this last year. They were cracking down on the pitchers with the illegal substances, but they said they're going even harder this year. I haven't seen it yet in the first week, but I never asked you last year, but what do you think? Do you agree with it? Do you think it's better, or do you think it's just do you think it's cheating? Because I know a lot of people think that it's cheating for them to be able to have a substance that allows them to grip the ball a little bit better, and or do you think it's better for the game and it's just makes the pitchers find another way to excel at the game instead of just using those types of substances?
So I think it's kind of like the universal like idea, at least it had been for a really long time, is that hitters would almost prefer pitchers to have some kind of sticky stuff because it gives them more control of the ball. It means hitters are going to get hit in the head a lot less, and you don't have as many, Francisco Lindor, Giancarlo Stanton kind of situations. So I think that hitters appreciate that, but at the same time, pitchers also over manipulate it. And I think it's good that they're regulating now because, I mean, if you talk to anybody that like messes with the rosin bags nowadays, like they say it's really sticky. Like you put that on your fingers and it's like, it's like glue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally.
For real. So I mean, I think it's good that they have some regulation there as opposed to pitchers just dominating the game. As much as I am a pitcher and I love watching it, it's not what's best for the sport, I feel. So
I agree. I mean, I like that too as well. I was noticing last year because I had Garrett Cole on my team. I feel like some pitchers haven't adjusted to this yet, and I didn't pick him this year for fantasy just because I thought, hey man, like I don't want to give up that draft capital and get the second half Garrett Cole that I got last year, man. I'd rather get take a chance on a couple other guys, but. Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like it's better for the game in my opinion. But it just sucks that all these motherfuckers are getting clocked. Learn how to control your damn ball and go back down to the AA or AAA.
Yeah, for real.
Now there's a new draft lottery. It's not starting this year. It's going to start in 2023. It's kind of like the NBA, but all 18 non-playoff teams will have a chance to pick first overall. You like this?
I mean, I think the idea there is to help with tanking and everything. And I mean, honestly, what else are you gonna do? I mean, you can't just like an idea that I had was perhaps you make it so that like the best teams that don't make the playoffs get the top picks, but then you're just gonna get teams that just fall off like farther and farther each year. They're not gonna get any better. They're not gonna get any better picks.
That's true. It could really fuck them really, really hard.
It's I get it. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, so it's like because the idea of that is like it gives like the team's incentive to actually play well. Like even if they're not going to make the playoffs, it's like you still want to play as well as you can in order for you to get that best pick. But it's just it digs teams farther into the grave basically. So I don't know. It's like what's the real solution there? I don't think anybody's figured it out yet.
Yeah, because teams still tank. I mean, if you watch the NBA, I mean, they have the draft lottery, and teams are still doing that, and no one's guaranteed. I mean, you could be the fucking first pick, but they also changed some things too. I think you can't be the same first pick every year. But what if you're the second pick every year for 3 fucking years, or what if you're the 18th pick for 3 years every year, and you normally would have been the first pick? Yeah, I get it. That sucks, man. It sucks a lot. I mean, I think at first I was okay with it, but after reading into a little bit more, I was like, man, like this is really going to be able to affect certain teams, tremendously, unless they start making some trades and trade away their farm systems. But I don't know. We'll see how it plays out and shakes out in the later years. I don't feel like it'll affect them immediately right now. I feel like it's a 5-year, type of deal where it's going to change the league a little bit. But
yeah.
Some other changes that have happened. I will do 2 things in one. They have what's called, I think, Jazz. I forgot it was Chisholm or something like that. Did this last year or started doing it this year. But they have customized gloves now. And in addition to that, they're allowing this year where you can do what's called helmet advertising, where you can put like say if Crypto.com wanted to promote themselves, they would put their logo on your helmet now. How do you feel about that? Because I don't like it, but you can go ahead.
So who decides that? Do the players decide that, or do the teams decide who gets the logo?
I am not sure on that on the specifics of that yet.
I mean, it just seems like that's how everything's going. I mean, as long as we're not to the point where soccer's at, where they have 5 different advertisements going on the jersey. It's like, where's the team logo at? Like, I don't even know. Like, is this like
who's playing?
Dude, right. It's like, is this the Chicago Fire? Or is this the Chicago Amazons? I really don't know.
So the reason I don't like it is because you have those traditional teams like the Boston Red Sox and stuff like that who've had the same fucking uniform for like 90 years, or the Yankees and like those long tenured teams changing it and putting like helmet logo. I just feel like, nah. I mean, for example, I'm a Colts fan. We've had the same fucking colors, same everything for literally ever.
Yeah.
I like it, and I don't think it should change. That's my opinion. I mean, there's other ways you can fucking advertise yourself instead of putting someone on a helmet. I mean, obviously you have the background where they're about to bat. You just see them all over the banners and stuff like that and on the walls. So, like, why does it need to be on a helmet? you know?
Yeah, I mean, I like that clean look a lot more myself, man.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that pans out. I mean, it's just money grab. That's all it is, you know. And
Maybe it'll give players more incentive to get a little down and dirty, you know, get those covered up.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you just die for the ball, man. Just die. Take him out at second base. Who gets
like we could say Suzuki on opening day, man. I swear there's a couple plays where it's like, come on, man, you could have gotten that.
Yeah,
Jason Hayward, you would have made that play.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But I don't know. Like I feel like if it's the players that are deciding that, maybe it's good for them because they get some extra money for it. But and then again, I mean, you have endorsement deals through other shit that you can do. And then if it's the team, I mean, you guys already have enough money. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Moving on from that, though, some crazy shit happened. I'm about to share you some shit on my screen.
Oh, boy. I think I know where this is going.
So the Savanna Bananas have a guy named Zak. I think it's Whalen. Let me see. I'll play both of them. But he walked up to the batter. For those of you guys that don't know who he is, Zak Whalin, Savanna Bananas is like a minor league team that plays, and they're really good, but they just do some intriguing stuff all the time. It's really cool. Like, for example, this guy decided to set his fucking bat on fire and walk up to bat, and this is how it goes.
Now Zak Whalin comes up to the plate with his bat literally on fire. His bat is ablaze.
That's so epic.
Oh man, like imagine like that's such a badass
walk. It looks like it's been no damage to the lumber.
Still on fire, hasn't gone out yet. About to bat. But I'll stop it right there. But yeah, like I saw that the other day, and honestly, I didn't even know who the Savanna Bananas were until about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. My girlfriend's dad, he asked me to give him a shout out on the show. He's like, you need to watch them more. Take a look at them, dude. They're great and all this stuff. I was like, who the fuck is Savanna Bananas, bro? Went and looked them up, bro. And first thing I see, dude, is this motherfucker with a goddamn bat on fire, man. What's your thoughts on that shit, dude?
That reminds me of like MLB Slugfest. I don't know if we ever played that game back in the day, man.
Oh, yeah. I used to like, you could throw the ball and the ball would be on fire or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They actually had like flaming bats. Like, you know, it's like the on fire rule. You know, you hit a couple dingers and all of a sudden, there it is. So,
hell yeah. I like
next
that.
thing you know, they're going to be introducing like some UFC stuff on the base pads. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I can see that shit happening. But yeah, that shit was pretty cool. As far as like I know everything we've been talking about, the whole rule changes with the whole CBA agreement. And I know there was a lot of players that were upset because they were going back and forth for a fucking minute. Well, Rob Manfred, I'm still not a fan of him. Fuck him. But he gifted each player Bose headphones and wrote a letter of appreciation and as a way to try and mend his relationship with them. I believe, in my opinion, you can't buy players, but that's what it seems like he's trying to do. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, come on, man. I mean, first of all, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, we're talking about the championship is just a piece of metal, you know, that's all you get. But no, like, so first of all, let me just say, as an owner of some Bose headphones for a long time, that's pretty dope, you know, like that's a nice gift. But at the same time, I hope that's not their bonus. I mean, like, you're talking about like a $400 like piece of headphones, you know, I mean, you're giving them a little piece of plastic. They're trying to get this piece of hardware, you know?
Right.
Pay these guys, man. Give them a little bonus for their time off.
Seriously, do something, man. Like, I don't know. Especially, I mean, and the question I want to know, I want to read into this a little bit more, but I don't know is it just the Major League Baseball players? What about the minor league players? Man, they got to get paid. They're also part of the CBA agreement too, as well. So
right. And that's a very good point too.
I wonder, like, can you imagine being a minor league player and all of a sudden you got a free pair of Bose headphones from Robert Manfred? Like, maybe I don't fucking hate this guy. Actually, I do. Fuck him.
Yeah, like, I mean, honestly, because they don't get paid shit, you know, like that'd be pretty dope for them.
Nothing. Like, I didn't realize how they actually get paid until I looked it up the other day, and I was like, damn, dude. And that was before the CBA agreement, so I don't even know what it is now. Hopefully, they get paid a little bit more, but I know that was a big reason why a lot of them didn't want to sign that CBA agreement. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, Ohtani, man, he pitched a good game last week. In my opinion, he still took the L, but His bat has been a little quiet lately. It was so quiet, I don't have the clip or anything like that, but he was literally giving CPR during the game. Did you see that? You think he's gonna bring it back together and come to life, or you think he just said stick to pitching?
Well, I think he's going to get it back together. He's too talented to not, excel in both aspects. I think he actually is that good. But at the same time, we put this guy on a pedestal. Everybody's calling him Babe Ruth and everything. And it's like, man, we got to slow our roll a little bit. Okay, this guy is great. He is. But he's not going to be the top hitter at all times. He's not going to be the top pitcher at all times,
That'd be insane, though. Like, that's why, see, the weird thing is, like, in fantasy, ESPN allows you to draft just the player. On Yahoo, for some reason, it's two separate players. So you either get them as a pitcher or as a hitter, or you can get them as both, but you would have to draft them twice. I mean, that's two picks. So, like, I just went with the pitcher part of it just because I know he did pretty solid last year. And I didn't want to waste it.
That ball is disgusting that he's got, dude. Splitter, whatever he calls it. Oh, my God.
He's got some good shit, dude. He really does. Mm-hmm. You know another good player who I didn't even know of until, like, I think last week. I think it's Lorenzen or Mark Lorenzen. He's also the same type of two-way player. But he switches from back and forth. He's either a batter or he's a pitcher or he's a batter. Apparently, he's a pitcher again.
I mean, there's been a few experiments with guys. I know Hunter Green wanted to be that guy whenever he was coming up, but he couldn't hold up, So now he's just a pitcher, but he's still throwing like 102. So I mean, good for him. But I mean. Oh, yeah. No, he's still got some gas, dude. He's a good rookie to watch this year. He's another one of those guys that made it because the CBA changed, and the rules. So, hey, keep an eye out on him.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of different rookies I've noticed this year that have come up. Nick, I hope I'm saying this right. He's probably botching it, but like Lavo Dudo or something like that. He's on the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
He got bodied today. Did not do well. So, but maybe it's just, first time jitters is what I'm hoping because he's on my fantasy team. I'm going to have to drop him and just put him on my watch list. I want to say I think it's Mark Brash. He plays for the Seattle Mariners. Mm-hmm. He did pretty good, even though he took the L for his first time out. He did pretty, and he has some filthy stuff against the White Sox, man. I was watching like, holy fuck, this guy's actually good. If it was anybody else, I was looking at the chats, and sometimes those Yahoo chats just crack me up. I don't know if you ever go in there. People roast people all the time in there.
Yeah, dude.
Dropping this guy. They're like, dropping this guy. Have you watched the game? Like, they just say all types of shit, man. And then, I don't know. There's a funny one I read. Actually, I think I have in my group chat real quick. I'll read it. Hold on 1 second. Right here. It wasn't that long ago. Let's see. Someone says, y'all weirdos about talking about hold and drop. Literally pitched his first game of the season. Get a life. Then someone else goes, it's a player chat. What are we supposed to talk about? His astrology sign?
Yeah, they have
it's my favorite shit, though. But that's all I got for today, Neil. Next week I'll have some more stuff and whatnot. I just want to go on the rules, and we'll talk about more players and what's going on in the MLB world. I'll send you some stuff. But I appreciate you coming on the show today, man.
Absolutely, brother. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for coming on. And then next week I'll hit you up and have you on, man. If you have any topics or anything like that you want to send them my way, and I'll look into them and then I'll add them to the show, okay?
Sounds good, my guy. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Later, bro. All right, guys, that's going to complete my show for today. I was going to say, be sure to like below and subscribe below. Like I said, we just need 28 more people, and then we can rename our show The Dougherty Show instead of some random-ass letters. When you have to go type it into YouTube, you can really just type in youtube.com/Dougherty Show. So that'd be amazing. Also, again, shout out to our sponsors, Mark Novakovic, and then Messi_Jesse_Arts, and lastly, Smitty Black. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it, and keep on.